The past few years, I have met many people during my travels, and whenever I ask them where should I go next, there was one common answer that I usually receive: Budapest. After all this, I definitely decided to see by myself if Budapest was really worth visiting. And guys, it is such a beautiful city, and now I'm the one recommending to visit this city. So in this video, I'm gonna talk about 15 things to do in Budapest on a budget. So if you're looking to go to Budapest soon, this is the video for you. And surprisingly, I find many people not doing the number 15 thing that I mentioned in this list, which is actually very cheap and incredibly rewarding. So definitely I encourage you to stay until the end and find out which one is this thing, because you cannot miss this one. And by the way, if you are looking to travel Europe, definitely check the description below, where I will leave a link with a lot of useful tools to actually traveling. So without further ado, let's go with those things. And number one thing is actually a free tour. Do a free tour. Okay, so free tours is something that I always recommend you to do, especially in the first days in the destination. And this is because when you do a free tour, you not only get to see the most interesting monuments that you should see, but also you can ask for recommendations to the guide, so it can give you an idea of where you want to go next, or where do you want to spend more of your time. So for example, you can have a guide about what spots that are very famous in Budapest, or about a specific type of restaurants. That is something that I definitely recommend you to do, and it's very useful. And I'm gonna give you a link below with a tour that we book. Now, second thing to do is actually go to a spa bath. So as I said before, the spa baths are actually very popular in Budapest, and you cannot leave Budapest without doing one of those. So we went to the most famous, which is called Széchenyi Spa. Sorry if I pronounce bad, but that's extremely difficult for me. And we actually also book an extra beer spa, which is inside that spa. So definitely I recommend you to do that experience, and I'm gonna leave you the link below where you can actually book the entry. Number three thing to do is actually go to the Parliament building. Okay, so the Parliament building is such a stunning building, and the very nice thing is that there are actually monuments around this building that you can see. By the way, we didn't actually get inside the building, but if you really want to visit the building inside, definitely you can just book your entry right here in the link that I leave you below. By the way, all those links that I mentioned right here are from Get Your Guide, which is definitely my favorite app to do that. This video is not sponsored by Get Your Guide, but if you click on the link that I leave you below and you buy something, then I'm gonna get an extra commission, which is, will help me do more videos like that. Now let's go to the number four thing to do, and it is walking through the Danube promenade. So you can get to the Danube promenade right after going to the building Parliament, and it's such a beautiful promenade. On the way of the promenade, there are some monuments, and one of them being the famous shoes on the Danube River memorials. Okay, so definitely I recommend you to do that and enjoy the way, because it's so beautiful. Number fifth thing to do is actually check the music fountain at Margaret Island. I recommend you to actually do it during the evening, because you are going to be able to also see the lights of the fountain, and it's such a very nice place because there are many people going there around the island and around the fountain. There is a very good vibe, and it's perfect after a long day of walking around Budapest. So definitely recommend you to go there. If you are receiving value out of this video, then definitely consider liking this video, so I know that you are actually like this kind of videos and want to hear more about other similar videos. Now, number 7 thing to do is actually walk through Margaret Island. So Margaret Island is actually an island in the Danube River, and there are many cool things to do, not only because it is such an awesome green space with some amazing views of the river, but also because there are some monuments over there, like for example the Centenary Monument or the Margaret Island Water Tower. So definitely recommend you to check that out and walk around the Margaret Island. Now, number 7 thing to do is actually heading to the Castle Hill. Okay, so the Castle Hill is one of the hills that you can find in the Buda side of the city. Although if you don't want to actually climb all the way up, definitely I recommend you to use instead the funicular, which is something that is available and accessible. Just make sure to check the times to go up, otherwise you are not going to find that it is closed and you are not going to be able to go anymore. Like it happened to us. We didn't visit this Castle Hill because it was already closed and it was too late. But on top of the hill, you also can also find the Fisherman Bastion or the Buddha Castle. So definitely I recommend you to plan this ahead and don't miss this outline with it. Now the number 8 things to do is to climb the Geller Hill for such an impressive views of the city. So the top of Geller Hills is where you are going to be able to see all those famous photos from Budapest. It is very nice if you want to make this photo of yourself and behind you have the whole city of Budapest. Definitely the views are incredible. Also the way through the top is actually very emblematic. You are gonna find some monuments. You are even gonna be able to see a waterfall that is at the beginning of the way. So yeah, definitely something that is worth it. And of course on top of the hill you can also find the Citadel. Okay, so number 9 thing to do is to visit the Jewish Quarter. So while the Jewish Quarter, you will probably be able to see a little bit while you are doing the free tour. If you decide to do the free tour, definitely I recommend you to come back here to this area because there are a lot of amazing restaurants, and also it is the place where you can find the Synagogue of Budapest if you want to visit. Also, around the area there are many cafes and very interesting places to go. So there is this famous cafe called New York Cafe where you can have your famous coffee and cake, and also it is very good this area to explore the old streets. You can also do some vintage shopping if you are into it as well. Now, number 10 thing to do is about visiting the House of Terror Museum. Okay, we didn't visit this, but if you are into the Second World War and post-war, definitely you should do it because this place was actually where the Soviet secret police and the Hungarian Nazi Party used to be based. And you can also, of course, find some elements that you are going to want to see inside the museum, such as, for example, propaganda from the time, or some informative media from the time, or even some weapons that they were using on the time. So yeah, definitely you are into this topic, definitely I encourage you to go here as well. And number 11 thing to do is to take a photo of the Hero Square. So basically Hero Square is a big monument that is actually a little bit far away from the other monuments that I mentioned before. So it is not next to the Danube River, it's actually a little bit deeper in the Pest side, and it's so beautiful. Again, you can take an amazing Instagram photo here. And also Hero Square is where the entrance of City Park is, and City Park is the number 12 thing I want you to recommend you to do because it's such a beautiful park, and you can also find a big lake in the middle of it. And you can also find some other monuments, such as, for example, the Millennium Monument or the Zielinski Bridge. And most importantly, this park is where the famous baths in Budapest are. So this Széchenyi Spa is here. So you are going to the spa, definitely I recommend you to maybe have a walk to the park before or maybe the next day after visiting the bath. Now, number 13 thing to do is to actually head to the Central Market Hall. So the Central Market is such an interesting place to go. First of all, because the building have a kind of Gothic architecture which makes it look very beautiful, but also you are going to be able to find a lot of things to eat or to have a snack. Now, number 14 thing to do is actually relaxing at the Obuda Island. So Obuda Island is another island that is in the Danube River next to the Margaret Island, and while it's similar to Margaret Island, there are some differences, especially if you come here during the summer, because this island is the place where the big Budapest festival that is called Sziget takes place. So if you come to during July, I think, when this festival is, you will probably find all these kind of things happening here. Otherwise, you can just explore the park and have a relaxed walk and all these kind of things. Now, let's go with the number 15 thing, which is the thing that many people skip here, but I think is Probably the most important because it's such a nice experience at a very friendly budget, and is taking a boat tour at night. Okay, so that is something that I think that you should definitely do and do not skip, because first of all it's gonna be quite affordable, so you can book it for as low as 10 euros, and it's gonna be, I think, 2 or 3 hours. Still, it's a very nice thing to do. You are going to go through all the Danube River that is around the city of Budapest, and the best thing of that experience is that you are going to be able to see the parliament at night with all the beautiful lights on it. Definitely it's an incredible experience. You are going to have a welcome campaign in some of those tours, and I'm going to leave the link below to the tour that we went. Just keep in mind that if you go during the autumn, it might get a little bit chill when you go in the outside part of the boat, so simply just go into the inside the part of the boat and you will be better. Okay, so this was everything that I wanted to talk about in Budapest. There are many things to do, as you could see, and I really hope that you got a lot of value out of this, especially if you are looking to visit Budapest very soon. And by the way, if I missed something or I didn't mention anything that I should have mentioned in this video, please let me know in the comment. Let us know in the comment, because people who are looking to go to Budapest soon can check that out as well. So please do that, and thank you so much for watching the video until the end. I really appreciate this, and I really appreciate that you have been here all this way, and I hope to see you soon in the next video. Bye bye.